Hello, my friends. I hope I'm in the right place. Let's just make sure because I've already discovered I'm at the wrong time. Because when I scheduled this, I was in Cincinnati, which is on Eastern time. And, okay, what's wrong with you? So when I scheduled this for 9 o'clock, I was looking at Eastern time. Scheduled it for 9 Eastern, which is 8 Central. So, okay, I think I'm in the right place. So yeah, I guess that after we finish this one, I'll delete and reschedule or edit whatever I can do to fix the next lives. I just failed to anticipate that. But I'm pretty dang excited to be here today and to walk you through the new catalog. It's awesome. I hope you have one in your hands already. If you don't, then I can sure drop one in the mail to you pretty quickly. So let me know. I don't see, well, I can't tell easily whether you are there yet or not. So we're just gonna jump in, all right? Because now I can show you more than just the cover of the catalog. And I know that's what you came to see, not me. So let me see if I can switch cameras. And yeah, okay, now that's pretty close. So let me see if I can back off just a little bit. Oh, so here are my markers. This is how I set up my desk for my live streams. And it's still a little close. All right, so this is the new catalog. Isn't it gorgeous? Let's jump in and take a look. Hello from Colorado, so it's a little earlier out there, huh? We're going to start with this live focusing on the colors because this year there was a color refresh. And so I'm going to first go through these first couple of pages and get to that, and then that's what we're going to talk about mostly. But I want to point out, I love this first page that we have in the catalog that talks about our founder, Shelley Gardner, and her family. And I love watching the changes as these kids grow. Here you have this table of contents. I love that there's a table of contents and an index in the catalog to help us out. And now we even have that index in the mini catalogs, which we didn't have until just recently. So let's start by taking a look here. What do we have? This first section has all the product suites listed, and I'm not gonna. Should I zoom in a little bit and see if I can get that? Yeah, maybe so. Now, what you'll notice is that these don't go entirely in order, but that's okay. We are going to go through the catalog in order, so we'll encounter the suites as we get to them. But a suite simply means it's a collection of products that go together. That doesn't mean they don't go together with other things. You're going to find that they do, but they are designed to coordinate together. So when I have a new stamper or someone that's joining my team and they want to know where to start, I usually tell them, start with a suite. Find what appeals to you in the suite. Is it is it a particular stamp set? Is the colors? What is it about the suite that inspires you? And let's start there and build out, and that way we'll know what inks to get, what cardstock to get, and we can mix and match from there. So here are these gorgeous, what do we have, 3, 6, 8, 10 suites in the catalog. So awesome. I've got a few of them here with me, and I've got at least one that's on the way. Then we talk about the accessories, what else is in here. And then we have the index at the back that tells you where the punches are, the die bundles, and the stamps. These little icons over here on the right are pretty helpful, very informative. I look for this in right away because that identifies products that are new to this catalog. So as I'm going through, at this point in the game, if it has an N, I can fairly well be assured that if I got it, I at least remember I've purchased it. Although we're going to talk about a mistake I made just in a bit. But this is how you can tell that this is new to this catalog. It has this N icon beside it. And where will you see that N? So here's one right here that shows this N, and it's got a pink little background around it. So you know that that is a new product. So it's not just new stamp sets, it's new papers and colors show up that way as well. I love this little clock because this identifies when a sample recipe is quick and easy, it will have a little clock beside it. And of course I opened to one that didn't. So here, I've got a little clock right here beside this card. So this tells me that I can duplicate this sample pretty easily and quickly. So I like that little clock icon a lot. The little mini icon identifies a die, a set of dies, or an embossing folder that will fit in the mini embossing machine. That mini cut and emboss machine has about a 3-inch wide platform, so it's helpful to know that you can, if you're working with a particular set of products, you can grab your mini machine if you want. The distinctive. These identify stamps that have a lot of detail built into the stamp, and what you'll notice when you use this stamp and ink it up is that it doesn't even look like, oh my gosh, what is going on here? I just realized that I'm not in the picture, and that's basically okay, but I usually like to be in the picture too. So let me see if I can't get this out of the way. Okay, that's a little better. Sorry about that, guys. And now, of course, my zoom is off. And, well, that's interesting. Okay, anyway, the distinctive. When you ink this type of stamp up, it may not even look like it's completely inked. And don't be deceived. That's the magic of the design. And this is a patented design process element of Stampin' Up's. I apologize that my brain is not completely kicked in yet today. It's been a long couple of days, and early morning I woke up at 4 a.m. just because one does, and then had to race to get hardened to martial arts and get back here in time. So that's my disclaimer, and I'll probably use it throughout the day. So we have some reversible photopolymer stamps, and so these are stamps that are designed that you stamp the detail with one side of the stamp, and then you take it off, you clean it, take it off your block, flip it over, and then you can stamp the solid image on the same stamp. And that is a patented design for Stampin' Up as well. Love these fun icons that have the little $1 million badge on them. When you're a demonstrator and you reach $1 million in sales, you have the honor of working with a designer to help design a stamp set, and that actually then is noted in the catalog, and it's noted on the stamp set. Let me see if I can grab one that I have. And of course, nothing's in order right now, so where are you? Darn it. Here. And I just realized I don't have my earbuds in either. Okay, so this little icon here in gold, that is the $1 million icon. So this stamp was actually designed by Erica Serwin, and in the catalog it will show you that as well. So if we were to go back to the index and see, that's on page 52. And if we jump over to page 52, then right here it tells us there's the icon, and then it tells us in the description that this was inspired by million sales achiever Erica Serwin. Then this is pretty cool down here. These icons indicate that the product is available in English, Spanish, or French. So be careful when you're ordering that you might accidentally order in the wrong language. It's pretty common, maybe that's just me, it can be easy to order a stamp set versus a bundle. So I can imagine that it might be easy to order in the language that you didn't want to get it in as well. So look for this icon and make sure that you're getting it in, you're selecting the language that you want to have. All right, keep going. Some community. All right, so jumping over here to page 5, we have a few more icons and what they mean. Basically they're just different ways that you can be creative and touch more than just you and the person that is receiving your project. You're helping your demonstrator. You can help your community by joining their team. You can craft with kits, get people together. Everybody has their own kit. That's a really fun way to craft, especially to introduce new friends to stamping. And you can host a party. We still do workshops and classes in home. Now, this is kind of fun, this online exclusive page, right? So online exclusive means what it says, that there are products now that are not featured in a catalog and won't be featured in a catalog. You can only find them at the Stampin' Up webpage. There are links on my blog to my website that take you directly to the online exclusive page. We've recently had kits that were online exclusive, not featured in a catalog, but if you visit the online exclusive page or the kits collection page, you'll find those kits that are available. And by kits, you've seen some of them, comes in a box that looks something like this, and we've had a million thanks, and we've had some birthday kits. They're amazing, but we have started this year by launching stamp sets, dies, paper, bundles, punches that are only available online and not necessarily with a specific shelf life. In fact, we had a Rhino Ready bundle that was introduced, and the punch has already sold out. We won't have any more punches. There is another bundle, the Tropical Leaf Bundle. I've been using these a lot in my weekly classes to go, just to help us get used to finding these products. But it is kind of interesting that we have a page in the catalog dedicated to products that aren't in the catalog. This Irresistible Blooms is a gorgeous suite of products, and we will have that featured in an upcoming weekly class. It actually went on back order or wasn't available for a period of time, and it's now back in order, back in stock, and we can order it, so we will be. Here are some of the stamping techniques, or darn it, maybe my words will come back I hope my words come to me later, maybe. Anyway, explained. Here is a distinctive stamp explanation. Two-step stamping. Okay, two-step stamping means that there's a detail that is stamped, and then you have the option of coloring that image, or there's a stamp available that will fill in for you. And then here is a stamp set that is reversible. So the solid is on one side and the detail is on the other. Same single stamp. And then here's where we really want to spend some time today on the, okay, now I don't know if that's bugging y'all as much as it's bugging me. There, move my camera. The colors. We had a color refresh this year, And so not only did we get 5 new in colors that'll be with us for 2 years, we had some colors that left our core family and colors that came into our core families. We maintain 4 color families, right? Neutrals, brights, subtles, regals, yes. 4 color families, and then 2 sets of 5 in colors. The set that's coming in that'll be with us for 2 years, and the set that has 1 year remaining in its lifetime, if you will. But as we saw in the color refresh, sometimes those in colors that have retired have an opportunity to come back to the color families. So let's take a look at what we have on this page, because this is what we're focusing on in this section, this session of our day. So we have, okay, Old Olive is a color that's been around for a long time. Lost Lagoon, this color right here in the middle, is a color that was in color a few years ago. And there's some posts going up. They're going to help give you some trivia and test your knowledge of some of this as well. Bubble Bath is a brand new color. It's kind of a pink color that has, I don't know, maybe it leans a little bit into a purple family. Berry Burst, this color here, was an in color a while back, a favorite of mine. Boho Blue is a brand new blue. It's a beautiful blue. Lemon Lolly is a brand new color, brand new yellow color. And then over here, Sweet Sorbet is a color that is an in color that has a year to go in its life. If we flip to pages 122, then we can see how this lays out. We have the in colors here that have another year left with us. We have these brand new 5 new in colors. And then on above the different color families, the new or returning colors are identified for us. So I want to take a little bit of time and let's pull some of these out. And of course, I've already put some of them away, so it's going to take me a second to grab them. And I actually reorganized a little bit of how I do this. All right, so here is Boho Blue, and we need Mauve. Where are you? Not there. Copper Clay, and we need Wild Wheat. And we'll take a look in more detail at the changes to the core colors as well, and Pebbled Path. Okay, so these are the ink pads that correspond to the 5 new in colors. And the re-inkers I haven't got. Now I do recommend that you don't do like I did. When you order your ink pads, order your re-inkers at the same time. If that's your habit, then you'll never be doing without them. They're the markers, the Stampin' Up markers. Now these are not the alcohol markers. These are the same ink, water-based ink, same as your ink pad, just in a different format for you to use. But the Stampin' Up markers got a little redesign. So you'll notice the end here looks a little different than, say, so here is, I'll pick it up and see if you can see a little bit better. So you can see that that the barrel here is a little bit different, and in the Orchid Oasis we've got a little bit of a color here to tell us what the color is, and we don't have that in the new ones. We simply have the color of the cap and the name on the marker itself. I don't think there was a change to the brush end other than we don't have the color reminder. And I'm sure that our preference would be to have that color reminder. However, it had to be a cost savings to do it this way. So let's talk about the ink pads for just a second. Our ink pads already have, man, my colors do not have good lighting today. Let's see if I turn this one up. I don't know if that makes it better or worse. Man, because this is not looking like the true boho blue color that this is. This is a lovely, lovely, lovely blue. Our ink pads are stored against the top here, so they're already upside down, meaning the ink is already on the surface when you open your ink pad up. Okay, you don't store them upside down because they are already positioned that way in the ink pad. They can be a little tight to open, but you can open them. I usually use both thumbs to open them. There is a trick I'm not very good at, but if you press at the back, it will raise this for you and make it a little bit easier to open. And then you slide it closed. And did you feel how that's a little bit tight? I've got a trick for you that I just learned. My friend Cindy shared this. Or maybe I have learned it and forgotten it. If your new ink pad is tight, you can help it out a little bit by waxing it with lip balm. Hello, good morning. And then it'll slide a little bit better for you. Don't use a candle. Don't use your expensive lip balm. Just a cheap one. And oh yeah, not that I doubted her, but that makes a difference. It will loosen up over time, but you can also use that lip balm and it won't, a candle leaves too much buildup. Now you'll notice I've already put my labels, my color labels, the name is here, and I added just the color itself to the inside. On the back of your ink pad, you have a sticker, and I want to grab, oh no, I did it. See, for a long time I didn't have Sweet Sorbet labeled. That's the one I planned to show you. Nuts. I jumped the gun, guys, and I've already peeled this off. But on the back, you have at least one strip that has your preferred language labeled, and you have one that is, and it's usually your language is English is usually down here at the bottom, and the one with no color, I think, is at the top. And you simply peel it off. You know what, we'll go ahead and put one on the side. So you lift it off, and then you place it here, and I'll just place this one along the side here. And it just helps you, it's another identifier for your color. I have only this type of ink pad, which opens like a compact, for those of you that remember compacts. If you get aggressive with your ink pad, or you try the older style, you would push and then flip this over. You can create a little bubble here, and okay, I guess I replaced the one that was pretty badly done. You can get a little bubble here. Your ink pad would more easily come apart at that point. If it comes off the track, it is possible to get it back in the track for you. Okay, what else do we have in these 5 new colors? Oh my gosh, right? So these are a real muted set of colors. I kind of like that, you know, we're always staying trendy. Not me. I have nothing to do with this. And no one is surprised by that. But I was going somewhere with that thought, it left. But sometimes the colors are really bright and sometimes they're muted, and you need all of them, right? Sometimes we think that, you know, we're a bright girl or a regal girl, and maybe we are drawn to that set of colors more than the others, but in your creativity, in your creating, it's nice to have that variety. This new pebbled path, I'm going to tell you, that is going to be a favorite of mine. We had some changes to the families, so I'm going to try and stay on track here. I get excited, and I'm going to show you. I don't have the re-inkers for these colors to show you, but I can show you what a re-inker looks like. Oh my gosh, I rearranged my things back here. Where are my re-inkers? This is what a re-inker looks like. They went up a little bit in price, and they are $5 now to purchase the refills. And I meant to check on this because on pages 122 and 123, you only see the individuals. But if you look just one page, page 125, that's kind of, you can get an assortment of, or collections of, like the cardstock. You can get an assortment of the color families, the brights, the neutrals, the regals, the subtles, 8.5 by 11, 12 by 12. You can get a bundle of the ink pads, the brights. This is great for a new stamper to purchase. You save a little bit of, save 10% by purchasing in the bundle. You can purchase your refills by color family in the bundle, as well as your marker assortments. Then in the new in colors, it's the same thing. Here's an assortment of the in colors, an assortment, or no, I'm sorry, I lied. This is an assortment of the new core colors. So the colors, the 11 colors that are back in, that are new or returning colors, there are 11 of them, and you can get an assortment of the cardstock in the 2 sizes. You can get the ink pads, or you can get the markers. The re-inkers are not bundled for those. And I really thought, okay, then here are the new in colors. Again, the re-inkers are not bundled, but you can get a bundle of the ink pads, you can get a bundle of the markers. And just to keep it confusing, there are 10 colors in each family. There are 5 2022 2024 in colors and 5 2023 2025 in colors. And so are the assortments up above in the color family, where there are 10 colors, you get 2 of each. And then in the sets where there are 5 colors, you get 4 of each. And I think I'm going to have to break open this box that just came in to show you what I want to show you next. Alright, stick with me. That's not it. Okay, hold on. Okay, that must be in my box that's coming later. So I've already used a sheet or 2 out of this, but this is the In Color Designer Series paper. So this pattern is available in each color family. In the In Color family, of course, you're getting more of each color because there are only 5 colors. But there are 2 sets of patterns. Okay, so there's this one with the hearts, this one's one with stripes, and then when you flip it over, you have the big polka dots and the rows of lines. Lots of white space this year in these colors. These are great for working with when you want a little extra texture, but you don't want a specific pattern. you can, a specific, or maybe the stamp set you're working with doesn't have designer series paper that coordinates with it, then you can grab the colors that coordinate with what you're working on and get this 6x6 pack. So these are sold by color family, and I am doing a paper share, and I'll announce the details later in the day. And paper share won't include the color families. It's going to include something different instead. So you may want to order these on your own. So we have that. There is jute. Oh my gosh, open. I think there's going to be a very fine line between the amount of caffeine needed to get through today. The jute is not wanting to open. I feel a bit like Michelle Litwiller today trying to fight this. So it's heavier than linen thread, not as heavy as that twine that has the silver in it, but one of each of the 5 colors, right? The markers I showed you, the re-inkers I told you we didn't have. We have ribbon and we have dots. I already lost my dots. No, say it's not so. Come on. Okay, we all know I'm a big fan of glossy dots, so it's no surprise that I'm a big fan of these. And how I've used 3 from this pack, I don't know. But you have the boho blue, the copper clay, moody mauve, wild wheat, and pebbled path. Look at me learning the names. So here are the dots that go with, and then each color has a spool of ribbon. And it is, what is it, a 1/2 inch? Usually it tells us. It's 1 centimeter wide. And so it has this kind of a little bit of a texture to it. It's not smooth and glossy. It has a bit of a pattern on one side, kind of a herringbone. So it's not terribly heavy and difficult. It's not stiff. It'll make a pretty knot for you. Okay. I'll never get that out, so I'll just scoot on farther down and tie a bow with it. Okay, so I'm wearing my job interview nails, not necessarily my crafting nails. So, let's see how I do. So it's gonna be kind of a big bow. Might take that extra ounce to get you that, to cover this thickness, but it's a nice pretty bow that's not difficult to make. All right, I'm running later than I wanted to run. Why is that? All right, let's get these out of the way and let's talk about the new color families. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to put those back in order later. So in the neutral family, we said goodbye to soft suede and Sahara sand, but Misty Moonlight, a returning color, a favorite returning color. You might remember I cried last year. And Pecan Pie, which is brand new, have entered the lineup. And so Pecan Pie, darn it, Misty Moonlight. Okay, Misty Moonlight is a hot mess over here. Let me see if I can grab Pecan Pie. So here is Pecan Pie. And yes, guys, it is pecan. It is not pecan. It is pecan. These things get twisted up in my family because my father is from Tennessee and my mother's Canadian. So I sometimes don't quite know how to pronounce words that are different regionally. But here is pecan pie, and it is a lovely, it's not really cinnamon cider looking, but it's a pretty color that goes, oh my gosh, where do you go? Okay, this is a problem. Michelle's got them out of order. Oh, bad Michelle. In the Regals collection, we said goodbye to Rich Razzleberry. Okay, that was hard. And somebody else that I can't think of right now. But we got Pretty Peacock came back, and Blueberry Bushel. Okay, so Blueberry Bushel and Pretty Peacock. Pretty Peacock is a gorgeous color. And Blueberry Bushel. I forgot who I was looking for. And Blueberry Bushel. This was a huge favorite as well. Pretty Peacock, more my favorite than Blueberry Bushel, just personally. But you know, I got over that Balmy Blue thing, right, from the mini catalog. I made a lot of projects with Balmy Blue. In the Subtles collection, we have this new Lemon Lolly. I'm only going to trip over that a lot. It's a very soft yellow. And we have Lost Lagoon has returned. I don't know if that strikes y'all as funny, but it strikes me as funny. Here is Lost Lagoon. I love Lost Lagoon. It's another soft, greeny, bluey green. Can I say that? Bluey green. And then Fresh Freesia retired just for a few minutes and then came back as a subtle. Love Fresh Freesia. And Bubble Bath. It's fun to say, isn't it? Bubble Bath is right next to it. Now I have a document that kind of, we're calling it in rainbow order, which is the way I store my ink pads. And if you'd like that, just drop me a comment and I'll be sure and send that to you. It's not scientific, it's just what somebody went through and said, this looks like rainbow order to me. And so that's what I'm following. And they actually will print off on a sheet of labels, the labels that have, I think it's 80 on a page. You can actually print these on your labels. So let me know if you want that document. So these are the changes in the Subtle family. Blushing Bride. We said goodbye to Blushing Bride. And, you know, they're just right over there. You'd think I could hold this in my head long enough to remember, but you'd be wrong. All right, find those. So we've gone through the Subtles, the Regals, the Neutrals, the Brights. What changed in the Brights? Okay, so we have a brand new color, Azure. Yeah, somebody's gonna have to help me with this one. Azure Afternoon. It's a blue, so lots of blues this time. Okay, it's a really pretty blue. Berry Burst came back, and so did Lemon Lime Twist, which are this way. So here is Berry Burst. That's a favorite of mine. And Lemon Lime Twist, where did you go? And here is Lemon Lime Twist. So it's funny, we tend to think that Lemon Lime Twist, Parakeet Party, and Granny Apple Green look so much alike, but as you get going, they're really pretty different. But they sure, you know, when you look at them like this, you can see the differences between like Lemon Lime Twist and Granny Apple, and then Parakeet Party is up here, and here it looks more Pear Pizzazz. That's the other color that retired. So, but in reality, they're different. How about that? They're just different, folks. Okay, I think that this has gone on long enough. Next up, we will start diving into the suites and the stamp sets. in the front part of the catalog, and we're just going to work our way through and look at all the papers and all the new yumminess that makes up this catalog that we will have for a full year. So there are more posts that are going to drop into the group as we go along, and I need to go and fix my my times that are scheduled for the next presentations. So everybody take care, and I will be back soon. Bye-bye.